Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Committed Critics, a pop culture podcast where we're not only committed to our opinions, but also each other.
Aww.
I'm Kevin Lau.
I'm Ryan Davis.
I'm Zach Wright.
And I'm Jordan Wright.
And today we are talking about a movie that Zach and Ryan have finally watched.
Woo!
Kevin
Jordan-
popped our cherries.
Oh my god.
Jordan's already seen this movie, so Zach, Ryan, what's up with you guys? Why are you so behind on this?
I don't.
Go ahead, Ryan.
I
You
don't
go
watch
first.
most movies that are like this.
You mean good?
Oh.
Nah,
That have
depressing.
subtitles in different languages.
Oh, please don't even get started with me, Zach.
Today we're going to talk about Parasite, the 2019 film directed by Bong-Joon Ho. Bong-Joon Ho has also made Snowpiercer, Okja, Memories of Murder, and it is the winner of Best Picture at the 2020 Oscars. It is the first non-English speaking film to win Best Picture at the Academy Awards. So it's a huge accolades, and I think the fact that it won Best Picture despite not being an English-speaking film is a huge testament to its quality as well in terms of visual storytelling. But moving on to our overall thoughts, I'm going to go first. I think this is a great movie. This very flawless execution, if you don't mind me saying. It is quite easily one of the best movies in terms of craftsmanship just ever made. And it was when it came out in 2019, obviously it blew people away with its level of quality, but I think it's just not only that it's such a great thriller, but also it has such an interesting social commentary, and how it goes about that social commentary is interesting as well. This is for this particular challenge. Jordan and I watched the black and white version because we've already seen the regular version.
Yep.
And being the first time seeing it in black and white, I thought it was an interesting experience. It was clearly shot to be in color, so most of the imagery isn't quite as impactful in black and white, but it's still a good experience. I still would recommend checking it out in black and white if you love the movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How about you, Jordan?
I would agree with you that I think watching it in black and white, so the very first time I watched this movie was during the lockdown. So that was in 2020.
Oh, wow.
It was like a random Wednesday afternoon. I decided to watch Parasite.
Wow. What encouraged? Was it just because it won Best Picture? You just wanted to see what it was about?
Well, I know there was a lot of commentary about it, a lot of great critiques, and I was just I got the time, so what else am I gonna do? So I watched it, and then I actually a couple days later, I think I watched Snowpiercer for the first time as well. So that was the first time I watched it, and I enjoyed it then, but I will say the second time around I enjoyed it more, and I kind of grew a new appreciation for it. I picked up on things that I missed the last time, and I just again I think the lessons, the commentary in the film kind of really stood out to me more this time around. But I will agree with you that I think it's because I saw bits and pieces of it because Zach and I didn't watch it together, so I saw bits and pieces of it when he was watching it in color, and I was just this is I think it looks better in color personally. We'll talk later about the set design and stuff, but seeing it in color is just something different than black and white. Not bad by any means, but it is different.
No, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Zach, what are your overall thoughts on Parasite?
Yeah, I agree with both you and Jordan. I thought it was beautifully shot. It's a really well-made art piece film about the individuals below the poverty line, how they're forced to survive, albeit it's in a dramatized way of doing so. But that social commentary is still very powerful. The acting is superb, and cinematography is excellent. I had a great time, and I understand the quality of the film. It's such a well-made film.
Mm-hmm.
But I just didn't think it was mind-breaking. I'm not trying to be
that's fair.
The dissenter, but
It's
that was really good.
It's not supposed to be mind breaking. It's just
Yeah. I think
in terms
it
of
goes to our.
craftsmanship, it's
I think it
really
goes
good.
to our friend Kyler who like passed out whenever it won Best
It won
Picture.
Oh
Are
yeah,
you
that's
serious?
Yeah, I was like, okay, like it's a good film, but I don't know if you needed to pass out for it.
It is a very
Here's-
funny video of watching him pass out, though. I
Yeah.
will say.
there is definitely so Parasite has become a film bro movie where so there is that little bit of a overhype, I would say, around it. Not that it's I mean I don't try to think of overhype is the right word. I don't know if this
Kevin recommended a film bro movie. Who are you?
It has become labeled as a film bro movie, but it is one of those film bro movies that is genuinely good. I do think like it is. I don't think it does anything to the medium that completely changes it, but really kind of it's more like it respects the entire history of film that came before it and uses every element that has worked in the past to its best degree by the time of 2019. And I think in some movies afterwards have started to replicate Parasite or like try to be like Parasite since then in terms of tone. But like, it's just, but that's just kind of like more of a trend following situation where like some artists like, will try to mimic the last successful thing in their own way, which, sometimes work, most of the time does not, because as we saw with Everything Everywhere All at Once winning Best Picture at the most recent Academy Awards, it's more about things that like either push the envelope or just really celebrate everything that came before in a very unique way that that makes a statement on the industry and finds its own place in the medium.
Ryan, what about you?
Kevin just likes depressing movies. That's what I learned from watching this.
Man,
The last two movies Kevin has selected has been depressing.
And the book.
Only because well, the last few I've been foreign films. Just kind of get Zach and Jordan kind of more acclimated with watching movies in different languages.
I've watched a couple foreign films.
Okay, so getting Zach.
Thank you. I was gonna say I've seen Run Lola Run. I watched that shit.
Man, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, get fucked, Kevin.
To be fair, I had to watch it for a class, so I don't know if that counts. I didn't.
Shut up, Jordan. Give some credit.
That counts. Okay, so getting Zach acclimated to watching movies in a different language. So they just tend to be, though at least the ones that I enjoyed tend to be a little bit on the depressing side.
A little bit.
A little bit. Man, wait till I show you my favorite movie. That one's really
Lord.
depressing.
I had to go back and figure out what the last film Ryan was just talking about. It was the Farewell.
Yep.
That was 9 episodes ago.
Yeah, it's been a while. Don't worry, Ryan. I love comedies. Actually, I love a lot of comedies.
Now that I'm thinking about it, the last 3 choices Kevin has chosen have been depressing. The third one being a book.
Correct.
No, it was so we did Monster Calls, then the Farewell, now this.
I think that's your choices. Yeah.
Yeah, Kevin, you gotta cheer us up. But next time, Jesus.
It's okay.
Nope.
My last
Next time-
challenge was about dicks, so I don't really know.
Ryan, my next challenge will not cheer you up. The next 2
All right,
challenges will not cheer you up.
Kevin, click twice if you need help.
No.
Well, anyway, I literally knew nothing about this movie other than the fact that it pissed off Americans because it won Best Picture, so it was good enough for me. That's pretty much it.
I wouldn't generalize Americans like that. It was a subset.
It's a subset of certain skin tones.
You're right. It was a subset of
clown
Americans.
movie loving people.
It pissed off an orange. I'll just say that. It pissed off an orange criminal. Anyway, yeah. It's good. It's definitely worthy of your standard Best Picture Oscar. It's serious. It's shot well. Has good acting. It isn't mindless action. Like it's a phenomenal movie. Like I actually was like a little bit gripped into it in the beginning, but I'm like, can we just have one Best Picture that isn't just like just depression? Like more recent Best Picture that isn't just depression.
We're now going to enter the segment of the show where Kevin goes into a list of all the best pictures that are not depressing.
Everything, everywhere, all at once. Return
I
of
thought
the
it was
King.
depressing. It sounded like it was.
It's not depressing, no.
Forrest Gump, Gigi, Around the World in 80 Days, a 1957 version. Going My Way, You Can't Take It With You, and It Happened One Night.
And this
I
has
didn't know it
been
happened one night.
and this
That's
has
actually not
been-
depressing.
Kevin's rebuttal. Do 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 do.
Best picture is still depressing. All right. So what's one thing that we liked, everybody?
Everything. But mainly my favorite part of Parasite is the level of quality in its visual storytelling, where even I think part of its success in America was because like you can follow along with the story even without reading the subtitles, based on just the imagery alone, how that image tells the story of everything you need to know emotionally. There's a lot of videos out kind of like that are still analyzing this movie of like how there's always a line that separates a rich person from a poor person in the visuals, even it's like the corner of a window glass or like a pillar or something like that. Zach actually made an interesting observation later that I'll point out in the episode. And there's still more analysis being done about like what it's saying about Native Americans, with the kid being very interested in Native Americans.
I made a joke when we were watching it. I was like, "Oh, they used the word Indian canceled, Parasite canceled."
That's just look, man.
I know. I was just giving it shit. I was like, "This is funny."
Korea's a different place.
It is.
Actually, surprisingly though, there was something changed in the translation near the end of the movie. So the American English translation, when the dad mentions about how the new owners of the house are German and they have it's more than just sausages and beer. Supposedly in the German translation, he says the new owners are American instead. Say they're more than just pizza and hamburgers.
Nice.
Yeah, and I think in the original, in Korean, it is referenced as a Swedish family. Because and then also the imagery as well is more Swedish leaning in terms of like how the family looks from what you can tell.
Yeah,
I thought it was a black dude from far away.
I think you need glasses, right?
Probably do. At that point,
better
like,
TV settings, maybe.
Well, I was watching the last hour on my phone, so.
For me, I agree with Kevin. Like, I think the performance is the best part of the whole film. Looking back on it, like having to read subtitles because obviously I don't understand Korean.
How dare you?
I know, right? I'm not multilingual. I remember looking like as I look into my memories and like actually try to remember the movie, I remember the facial expressions and the performances of the actors and actresses more than I remember what the dialogue was.
Yeah, the performances are really good.
Yeah, so that's the one thing I liked is the performances this acting is really, really good.
Yeah, the guy who plays the dad, he is a very famous Korean actor, and he's in a lot of Korean movies, and every time, absolutely nails it.
Did he win Best Actor or no?
I don't think he won Best Actor, but let me check.
Ryan, what about you?
Well, I like the plot twist with the dude in the basement. Like that was way out of left field. I just wasn't expecting it because I was like,
hell
oh,
yeah.
this lady is bad because she wants to like just live in the. And I was like, at this point, I was feeling bad for her, and then I saw the dude in the basement, and I was like, oh, well, now I don't feel bad for you. You're just as terrible. But yeah, it also has some really good tense moments at the end too. Like I saw the dad killing at least the Park at the end. Like I saw that at the end coming, but it was like everything else I did not see coming. So I was like, okay, they're gonna get caught. How's this gonna work out? What's gonna happen? And then he just like takes a rock, and I'm like, bro, you need to be a lot more, better with your murder.
I find it so funny they use the term radish to describe how the dad smells. Because do you know what radish smells like, right?
It's kind of dirty.
It's like a fart smell.
Yeah.
So they call it like a dirty fart.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So Jordan, Song Kang-ho, who plays the dad, was not even nominated for Best Actor.
Damn.
Criminal.
Yeah.
Wow.
A little bit. I mean, it was in terms of acting, it was a very competitive year.
That's true.
Uh,
For me, for the one thing I liked was the set design. I absolutely
Mhm.
love the set design. That the house is just so fucking cool. But I think it also plays into the story so well. Like, and it was kind of weird at first seeing it in black and white versus color. Like, considering I have seen it in color first, and I was the like the vibrancy of the grass and stuff outside and the
Yes.
trees, and I was like, at that part I kind of was missing when I was watching in black and white. But I still loved it. Like, I got to see it when Zach was watching it. I was like, oh yeah, there it is. There, like, it just feels, I don't even know, like a different world when you get to that house.
The grass is literally greener on the other side.
Yes.
No, I completely agree. That's something I also felt like was missing when watching the black and white version.
Mhm.
It's just like showing how grandiose that house is.
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to how like dirty their home is.
Yes. Yeah.
But also, like, one thing in the black and white version I thought was super cool was when it was revealed that there was a cellar, and you have that one shot following the mom down the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
In the black and white version, it feels like that stairway is more connected to the house because you can't tell the texture difference quite yet.
Yeah. Yep.
Whereas in the movie, in the colored version, it feels more separated, like a separate entity from the house. So I mean, did you have any thoughts on that?
No, like I would agree with that. Like I actually didn't even think about it like that, but I could totally see how that would be, how it would feel more cohesive with everything. Because like when just the couple shots that when I saw that when Zach was watching, it was just like how it's just like a black hole in the house, and when it's in color, but with it in black and white, like it just kind of all blends together. So like it still seems important,
Right.
I will say, because obviously the director shot it that way and stuff, but like it definitely does kind of feel like it's more a part of the house instead of, like you said, its own separate thing.
Did you guys watch the VFX breakdown that I sent in the chat?
I did not get a chance to watch it. No.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, so that stairway shot, like going down further into the cellar, is actually almost entirely CGI.
Damn.
Really?
Yeah, you will be very surprised how much VFX was used in this movie. Because you would never tell. Like I never, like I had no idea until I watched the VFX breakdown. Like, holy cow! Like it's not like on the same level as Wolf of Wall Street, where it's like it's a movie where it's like you don't expect VFX to be used, but way more was used than you could ever imagine.
It's crazy.
Huh.
On that note, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about, unfortunately, the negatives that some people have about this movie, myself included, and some of our final thoughts. See you in a bit.
Hey everybody, my name is Jordan, and you've probably heard me on an episode or two, but did you know I also have a baking channel? Bluebell Bake is by the amateur baker for the amateur baker. On the channel, I'll be posting recipes, tips and tricks, and more so we can all learn to better our baking skills. You can find my channel on YouTube at Bluebell Bake, we're currently posting monthly, or on Instagram and TikTok, both at bluebell.bake. Come join our little community where no matter what happens, we keep on baking.
Don't you wish there was a pop culture review site that appealed to cinephiles, both professional and casual? Well, look no further than crpwrites.com. New content such as movie and TV reviews, film essays, and more are released every week by writers who crave for movies like every moviegoer craves for popcorn. CRP Writes is dedicated to making sure no one is wasting time or money where they shouldn't be. After all, you have to be able to buy your popcorn and eat it too. crpwrites.com. Casual reviews with purpose since 2018.
And welcome back to Committed Critics, everyone, as we continue to talk about Parasite and one thing we did not like. Well, let's see. Who do we want to go first?
I think Jordan's is the most harmless.
Mine.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay, so I personally was not a big fan of Kiwoo's relationship with Da Hai.
Understandable.
It just...
What's the age gap? I need to ask this question.
I believe it is a 6-year age gap. Yeah, it's not good at all. Especially since one of them is a minor.
Yeah,
I was like, was she a senior? And he was like a few years older. No, that's way worse.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
she looks like she's maybe 16, maybe.
She's like 14.
She is 16. No, sophomore high school.
okay.
Oh God.
Still not good at all. But I think it is. I know. I personally think it was. Well, it's not like there could have been another route to do this, but the idea is important to the story to show that this character is also flawed. Like,
Yeah, and like that, I'm looking at it again. Like I knew it was going to happen, so I was like, okay, I'm bracing myself for it, and kind of reading her dialogue and stuff and seeing it, like she's always worried that he's thinking about another girl, right? Like he's not he's like, oh my God, we just murdered this family downstairs.
right. Like he wasn't the one that initiated this.
Right.
Like, so not that it makes it a better situation, but
I think the situation itself is he stole his like best friend's like girl, technically,
Yeah.
that he was also imprinting on.
yes,
So, like,
that's kind of the main thing.
Yeah.
I think that's the moral conundrum here. Like
Yeah.
we could just age trap a little bit. Like, oh my God, she has to like pass this class to graduate high school. She's 18. Like, that was gonna sound terrible. Give me the fucking scene from Transformers 4 where the guy pulls out the Romeo and Juliet
God.
law, right?
Oh, so you admit it. You admit it.
Just to make
plays
this,
a role.
just to make this not pedophilia, all right?
Oh my God.
So you admit there needs to be a scene where they explain why this relationship is.
When the ages aren't clearly defined, whereas Transformers 4, clearly this is a grown ass man and she's a teenager. It's a little more cut and dry. It's a little more cut and dry. This is a little more obscure.
And before anyone in the comments says, "Oh, but in Asian countries the legal age is different," no. Actually, for South Korea, the legal age is 20.
Oh my
Oh, it's
God.
even worse.
Oh,
Never mind,
Lord
Ryan. Never mind.
almighty.
You're right. We gotta cut it. We need the scene in here.
I was about to say, I'm like,
Put it in. Roll the tape.
And in case anyone gets some smart ideas, yes, technically a 16-year-old can have consensual sex, but only with someone under also 16 or 17. An 18-year-old cannot have a relationship with a 16-year-old. Get your head out of the gutter, people.
please.
Okay, that was my one worry. I was like, I don't know what the age laws and stuff are in different countries, but thank you for clearing that up. It's still gross.
It's way worse, actually.
It's worse.
Yeah, it's worse.
But like, obviously the movie is not in support of this. They don't end up
Correct.
together.
Right.
It is framed as a bad thing. So
Right.
You know,
So that's, yeah. I get
Parasite
it.
not canceled, at least not for this reason.
Can we also call it? Sorry, we're gonna roll. Finish your thoughts, Jordan. Finish your thoughts.
Oh,
Sorry.
so that was like my main big critique, but I understand why it was in the film and stuff, but I don't know. It was icky.
It's icky. Yeah,
it's icky. Okay, cool. And then of course that one scene, I can't. It's like imprinted into my brain, and sometimes I'll just think about it, and it scares me.
Ooh.
Where Gwen-se comes up the
Yeah.
stairs. Just that one
Yeah.
shot, like that. I understand why the son was terrified. I get it.
It's a
I know.
spooky shot.
I'd have a
just like
seizure
him.
too. Goddamn.
I'm just like him.
I do you feel like that shot was scarier in the color version or the black and white version?
I think color, just because like the white of his eyes
Yeah. Okay.
in
There
color.
are like from what I didn't watch the black and white version, but in the version we saw, there is like a blue tinge coming from like the fluorescent lights behind in the shot.
Yeah.
Like it's like the ambient light, so like the light is off, so like the blackness, you can kind of see his like details more.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Yeah,
I can't do it.
I'm kind of conflicted on which one I find creepier. But I think That's a good observation, though.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a creepy shot.
It's so
almost
creepy.
It's almost as if Bong-Joon-ho knows how to direct a horror movie. Maybe
Crazy.
he has one in his filmography. You
Has
never
he?
know. Yeah, it's called The Host.
Oh, not watching that.
All right, those are my thoughts. Those are my
Okay.
critiques.
All right, Zach, what you got for us?
Rolling into mine, going off of like Kiwoo, right?
Mhm.
I found myself, I don't know why, and I hate that I did this for this movie. I was very much like, my attention was drove toward like the small little plot holes I kept picking for myself.
Interesting.
I don't know why. Like, for example, like the hiding under the table scene. Like,
Right.
like, and this is what I'm sure you're referencing from earlier, Kevin. Like,
Yes,
I understand
it
it's
was.
commentary about the wealthy not be able to see what's beneath them. Like, literally.
Yeah,
Like,
I think that's a very
Yeah.
interesting observation.
and that's the theme. Cool. And the thing we sacrifice for this to make this scene work is the continuity and like the fact, like the logic and the fact that they do not see the fucking guy, this
Yeah.
body in the middle of their living room.
The suspension of disbelief.
Well,
Yeah,
the fact that
especially
they
just-
also didn't see all the trash under the table, like literally there was broken glass and
Yeah.
everything everywhere.
Like, you mean to tell me like they didn't step on a piece of glass? Like, what the fuck was that? And like
Hey,
a
they cleaned
small,
up real well.
Nah, she the daughter just
swept that
took
thing with her
arm
hands under the
and
table.
swiped it under the table. She fucking missed. All right?
Also, how did
Something got
they
missed.
not get hit by the glass when they all were under the table? It made sense when she was just under there, but then it was all three of them.
Oh
I'm like,
yeah,
hold on.
yeah. wait a
Don't
minute.
worry
They're
about it.
They're laying on fucking broken glass.
Don't
Anyway.
worry about it.
Sorry, so like it's stuff like that where like my attention was getting drawn to for some fucking reason, or like, that suspension of disbelief was hard to believe because like
It's that cinema sins history.
it really is, yeah. Because like whenever like the kid would like turn the flashlight on and like their attention is fully like on the window, like yeah, they're being blinded by a small flashlight. The dad is literally laying in the open floor to the left,
Yeah.
like peripheral vision. Like, does that just not work?
They just wasn't paying attention.
I guess. But I said I understand the meaning behind the scene. And like I get the theme. Like, and that's a very like it's a very poetic and very commentary on our society right now. I understand. But like that was the small things my brain was getting torn towards for some fucking reason. I haven't done this in a while. Like,
I was gonna say, usually it's me that does.
yeah, usually it's Jordan that does this. For me, I was doing the exact same thing. Like, whenever I'm sorry, I forgot his name. Ginsei, like when he comes up the stairs and bashes
Yeah.
Kiwoo's head in right with the rock.
Mhm.
The dad has to like run past his son's body to go hide.
Yeah.
What? You just see
No,
his son
wait, no,
bleeding out.
because at that point
you're wrong.
Yeah, she's carrying. The girl had already carried him out.
Yes.
She
She
did?
was carrying
Yeah.
him on his back, leaving the backyard with everyone.
Yeah.
So
That's how he was able to go to the hospital.
So jailbait was carrying.
Yes, jailbait
Yes.
carried
Okay,
the kid out.
That's how he ended up in hospital.
I missed that part. Sorry,
It's a very quick shot.
Yeah.
I do remember like her going to like look for him, and I assumed she found the body and just freaked the fuck out and ran away.
It's when the dad like looks at the crowd leaving. You see a shot from his POV of his son getting carried away.
Got it. Because I was like watching the part where like he runs back down the basement. I'm like, yeah, that's where he went. Duh. But I was like, wait,
But
did he
it's
just
hilarious 'cause they
pass
also
his
know-
son's body? What the fuck? That's fucked up. Holy shit.
It's also hilarious because they don't find his bloody footprint down there.
Well, he could have avoided.
He could have stepped around. Yeah.
There was a lot of blood.
Yeah, but-
I can use a little leap like when you're leaping over like a little like crack in the in the stair like in the sidewalk. Like I can
just hop over my son's
You're
blood
leaping
really quick.
downstairs.
I can believe it. However, the fact I couldn't believe was if he had just passed his son's corpse on his way
Yeah.
to go hide.
Well, that did not happen. That's a plot hole.
Okay.
You gaslit yourself. Into
I did
believing.
gaslight myself to believe in that one. But yeah, the story, like, sorry, I should say the story. The story is like the commentary, the theme is really good. The plot is what I have a hard time believing. Besides that, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm not even sure if like that constitutes as plot. I think it's just more like suspension of disbelief.
Yeah. Like when they're in their
Yeah.
house when it's getting flooded, like
Yeah.
their neck up. You mean to tell me they aren't getting fucking electrocuted by the sockets out there?
Yeah. That's not plot. That is
Yeah.
just suspension of disbelief.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe power went out because of the flood. You never know.
You mean the
actually,
light-
there were lights.
the lights were-
there
I
were-
was gonna say,
Clearly
the son
on.
did get shocked when they first came in.
Anyway, sorry. That's my shitty critique of shitty critique in quotes.
In a flood, wouldn't if an outlet got wet, doesn't that trip the breaker?
I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
not
also
sure
not
either.
sure.
I feel like there was like some kind of safety mechanism that was built so that way.
I always assume that's
you're
why
not
they
supposed
tell
to
you like
shock
if you're in a
yourself.
flood, never to like wade into like deep water in a room because you don't know like if there's power running through it because
True,
of outlets.
yeah. Well, that's
That was my assumption.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
We'll
I live
find
on
out
third.
one of these days.
I live on the third floor in Florida, so I hope God, if the floods are up to us, we got bigger issues.
Yeah.
If water gets into an outlet, the electrical connection to the outlet should just be like automatically disconnected.
Oh, okay, cool. Never mind.
Okay. All right. Another thing you gaslit yourself into believing.
We were all, or you had to think about it.
Mm-hmm. How about you, Ryan? What's one thing you didn't like about the Parasite?
Fuck everyone in this movie. Fuck the rich. Fuck the poor. Fuck everyone. The only decent, innocent thing in this entire movie were the dogs. Everyone's
And
terrible.
Mute.
Terrible. I'm sorry. I was just like, yo. I'm like, I was like, okay. At first, I was like, okay, this family is like, trying to get themselves jobs. Okay, cool. Brother got himself a job. Cool. All right, he got a sister a job. Okay, I'm fine with that. All right, y'all got the driver fired so the dad could get a job. All right, okay, cool. Oh,
That one was really
okay.
easy. That one was super like, all right, fine. I can. That's not as fucked up. What they do to the old housekeeper, beyond fucked up.
Nah, because I'm like, this dude.
Exactly.
No, I'm sorry. Like, this dude was like he's just like, oh, I'm just driving you home. Hey, look, you need me to drive you to the house? Clearly, they don't want to go to the house because it shows that they're like, poor and broke and not actually
Right.
famous.
Yeah.
But then she's like, you know what? I'm gonna get rid of this dude, and I'm like, yo, whoa. And then here's the whole thing when they were talking about like, oh, we need your like house, your deed or whatever. When they were trying to get the mom hired or whatever, I thought they were going to literally just steal the house. I thought they were going to steal everything from this family. That's where I thought this was going.
that would have been the long con, but it's more like they wanted to see how much they earn, so that way they know how much they can charge.
But I'm also
Yeah.
like at this point, like like the plot hole in this for me is just like, y'all really thought you're gonna get away with this in long term?
Honestly,
how is that a plot hole? That's not a plot
no,
hole.
It's not a plot hole, but
they could have gotten away with it if another family wasn't also living in the basement. Like that's the story,
Yeah.
though. Yeah, that's the story.
Well, I'm also like that little boy I was like, that kid is catching on to a lot of things. He was like, they all smell the same. I'm like, this kid is the smartest
that
person
boy
here.
knew everything going on and just did not tell his parents. That's
He's
my
over here
headcanon
like-
I've created.
He's over here and like he saw them getting up out of under the table. And he was like, yo, wake up. And they're like, no.
They're like, oh, it's just what was his name? Dong Song.
Mm-hmm.
Just him,
Yeah.
like it's just him being him, it's just he's having another tremor from the ghost he saw.
Another seizure.
No seizure,
Yeah.
Oh man,
okay,
my sister's
real-
getting fucked by her tutor. I'm like, what the hell?
It never went that far.
You don't know that.
Yeah, we don't know that. Because she was very
Uh,
much like, Kevin. What do you think they were going to do on that camping trip if he was allowed to come?
Oh man, then it would have happened. Like
They were sucking and fucking, absolutely.
Jesus Christ.
I believe if Kevin hadn't had the plan to go murder that family in the basement, something bad would have happened.
Okay, I do want to say, just quickly explain what a plot hole is, so that way we don't use the term wrong.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
A plot hole
I know I
is
didn't use it right.
literally a hole in the plot that creates inconsistencies in the logic of the story. That is it. Like it's like a character knows something when it has not been established that they learned how to do that thing. Or a certain event that happened in the story. Just like how did this character know about this when we didn't see how they knew about it?
I
usually
know I
that
used it wrong.
Yes.
I mean,
I
did too. I did too. Yeah.
I just want to clarify for the audience listening, because plot hole is also just a buzzword that's tossed around in critiques where it's like,
Correct,
you don't
yeah.
know what you're saying. All right. Whew. Sorry, I got a little heated on that one.
Now that Kevin's
point
blood
is-
pressure is boiling.
The point is that everyone's terrible in this movie. No one's redeemable, and they
yeah.
all.
How dare they make 3-dimensional characters?
I'm just like, I was hoping for at least one person I was like, I could feel like I could emotionally like, connect with. And like the most emotional connection I could get was like, yo, I'm cool with stabbing all the rich people. It's fine. Go ahead.
Yeah,
But-
it's almost as if this movie's about the parasitic relationship between the rich and poor.
Nailed it. Good job, Kevin.
Yeah, I just want to say when I was explaining to my family like, oh, I have to watch the movie called Parasite, and I explained to them what the plot is. They're like, who comes up with these stupid names for movies? And I was like, yeah, I know. Just let it go. It's an Oscar winner. Look, man.
It's actually it's a really good title. It's a really
I
good title.
I think it's a great title. Even as it's like being translated for English. Like I don't know what the original title is. I know because usually it's simplified for the English language.
Because we're fucking stupid.
I think it's great. yeah.
I mean, the easiest way to
we
put
Americans are dumb.
The easy way to dumb it down is like the family is just a parasite and they're trying to like leech off the rich. That's
that's what I
easiest
explained it to
way,
them.
yeah.
I explained it to them, and they were just like, yeah, okay. Still.
Man, Ryan, here's the thing. I feel like your family would really love this movie because it's a movie that anyone can enjoy on a surface level.
No, they wouldn't. This is all the subtitles. They would hate this. My parents would not watch this. My family would not watch. Also, I'm like,
I don't know, man. I feel like they might like it.
They also don't. I will say this: my family is the one.
It's a really good thriller.
It's not a thriller. It's a drama to us. This would be. We would have to really, really, really want to watch this movie as a family in order to watch.
I'm
this.
biting my tongue right now. I have so many jokes lined up. We need to exit this.
Please go ahead, Zach. I want to hear them all.
I'm good. Moving to final thoughts.
Ryan, do you like heist movies?
No, here's the thing. We like heist movies. This isn't like your standard heist movie.
Okay,
That's
at
the
least
thing.
you understood that this was a heist movie of sorts.
Yeah, it's not your standard heist movie. So therefore, we're like, yeah, if it was like, because we just watched, what was it? It's the Denzel Washington movie.
Equalizer?
No, not that. It's a heist movie. Like it's an older movie with Denzel. It's also made by Anton Fuqua, but heist movie.
Anyways, one negative I have to say about this movie real quick is that the Criterion edition comes in a cardboard slip box. I wish it came in a regular case. I mean, it's designed very well. It's nice to look at, but in terms of like durability, man, just stick with the plastic case.
Jesus.
Inside Man. It was Inside Man. That's what it was.
I heard Jordan laughing on that one.
Just
So superficial, I know. Most of the Criterion community agrees with me. So final thoughts. This movie, I guess, still holds up. It's weird to say that about a movie that came out in 2019, so maybe it's not something that I should say in a final thought. But I definitely think it's a movie that like everyone should see at least once, even if they end up not liking it. Because again, like even though there is a deeper commentary to it all, you can still enjoy it on the surface level as a really interesting thriller. It just happens to be a thriller with depth.
I enjoyed it. I respect the hell of it. It slaps.
It slaps. How about you, Jordan?
I'm glad I watched it again and that I have a new level of appreciation for it.
And Ryan.
Okay, now go watch the real Parasite.
The one with the Y. It's an anime.
Oh my god.
3-dimensional characters don't exist in anime.
Because they're all in 2D.
Yeah.
That was good.
All right. And then as some of you may know, this is episode 99, making the next episode the 100th episode. And we have something special and fun planned that's a little bit different from what we do.
Just giving you guys a heads up, it will 100% be delayed. It will not be on time. Expect gaps in the schedule.
Yeah, it'll take a little while to craft this one, but it's going to be worth it. But yeah, if you want to hear the rest of our thoughts about other topics, tune into our full episode over on Patreon. Link to that is below in the description. You can follow us on YouTube at Committed Critics, TikTok at Committed Critics, all one word there. And special thanks to our current patrons: Davey Peppers from Game Mechanics, Ryan Kolakowski from Ryan Plays Drums, Andy Phillips from Andy Phillips, Jody Wright, Devin Vonderheide, and Brandon Morales. And we will see you in a few weeks for the next episode. Just give us a little bit of time. Bye.